Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about the Nitecore Bubble. This is a camping light, bubble light, and it has 3 different brightness modes and a 4th mode which mimics a candle. It has 4 high CRI LEDs that are about 2700K in terms of their temperature rating. It's got 3 different modes which are as follows. We have a low mode for about 6 lumens, and that runs for 42 hours. A medium mode for 40 lumens, and that runs for about 10 hours. Then finally we have a high lumen output for 100 lumens, and that runs for 5 hours. The batteries that it runs on is 3 AAA batteries and or a Nitecore HLB 1300 rechargeable lithium-ion battery pack at 3.7 volts. The dimensions are going to be 72 millimeters by 132 millimeters, or 2.83 inches by 5.2 inches. Weight's going to be 106 grams or 3.74 ounces with the batteries included. Without the batteries, it'll be 71 grams or 2.50 ounces. Here we have the Nitecore Bubble. We have the 2 magnetic parts which come together and forms a loop where you can hang this off an item like so, and that's how you would deploy this lamp. You can put it on the table as such, but it's not the most optimal way of using the light. It does have a sensor button here at the top which turns on each time you touch it, and it goes through 4 different modes. 3 really. The 4th mode is a candlelight mode, which bumps up the output to about 120 lumens from 110. So there's sort of a bump up in lumen output, and it does go back and forth to produce a light-like feature as you're seeing on the camera right now. So let's go ahead and put that on low mode or lock it out by turning it. That's how you turn this off or keep it from being turned on. The diffuser here can come apart. It's this silicone piece which kind of helps with the water resistant rating. So you want to keep this piece on if you're going to keep this outdoors to keep the water from getting inside, as this is not water resistant, this regular piece here. If we turn it on again, we can see the 4 LEDs in the diffuser here. And if we turn it the other way, we can take this apart and we can see the 3 AAA batteries which this uses. You can use nickel monohydride, alkaline, or the proprietary rechargeable lithium-ion battery they have from Nitecore, and this is the back side or the inside of the top part. Now this is kind of a pain in the butt to put on. It can be kind of difficult. If you get used to it, it's a little bit easier, but it's not the best system in terms of taking something on and off. I think it's a pretty bad design if you ask me, in terms of like opening something up and latching it on. But that's how you put it together and assemble this, and we'll keep it on and put the little bulb on here, and we'll go through the modes. So as you can see, the first mode is here. Second mode would be the medium, and the 3rd mode would be the high, and then after that we'll have a flickering mode which goes a little bit higher than that, but it's mimicking a candle once again, and if you hold down it'll turn off. So that's the UI mode of the Nitecore Bubble. Pretty straightforward and basic. The switch sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't work. It depends on how your finger works with the sensor. I'm not exactly sure what's causing the intermittent issues of being turned on and off. We do have a sticker rather on this portion here showing the different modes and how to use the light. I think I'll keep that on, but it's not the best looking indicator. Maybe they could have put that etched into the plastic there to make it a little bit more premium looking. That being said, I think this is an interesting design. I'll go to my final thoughts here on it and compare it to another type of light that's similar to it on the market from another competitor. This is from Olight. This is the original Obulb that came out, and it's got an internal rechargeable lithium-ion battery. It has a proprietary charging system which charges through the bottom port. It's magnetic. You can stick it on places, and best of all, you can put it on the table and it'll stay flat. So I use these for some of my filming sometimes, and it works fairly well. And just as a general night light or a camping light, this is a fantastic size and form factor of a actual lamp that's pretty usable, and not to mention at least rainproof and waterproof in some cases. I've seen these thrown in pools and working pretty well. So I wouldn't do that personally with the Obulb, but this is what's on the market for a competitor. I think it's much better designed. The pros the Nitecore has over the Olight Obulb would be the interchangeable battery format, even though opening and accessing it is kind of not the best way of doing it. I would have preferred seeing sort of a internal charger with a replaceable battery and the form factor of an Obulb, with Nitecore Bubble, but they don't provide that. So, and the diffuser is pretty decent. It does a good job at kind of diffusing the light, so it's not such a bad light on its own. But I think some of the design issues with it is just that it doesn't stand up on the table like the Obulb, and in order to really use it, you have to hang it from somewhere, so that's how you get your maximum use out of it. I think if they changed the design, changed the way they access the battery compartment, and maybe had a permanent diffuser on the top here, or at least some kind of way to make sure that that sealing stays in place for the water resistant rating, I think that would be a good thing for the Nitecore Bubble. As it is, I don't think I could recommend it for anyone to purchase at the moment. This was sent out to me from Penny from Nitecore, so I want to thank her for doing that. I've been working with Penny for a few years now with certain items on Nitecore, and I do generally like Nitecore as a brand. They are a Chinese company, so that is something to keep in mind when you're purchasing stuff from them, but I found their stuff very reliable in the field in my day-to-day activities and EDC activities. So that's something to be said about Nitecore. Once again, I don't think I could recommend this Bubble product because I think they should re-engineer, redesign it so that is a little bit more streamlined in terms of its battery accessibility, the practicality of actually using it on the table and not relying on magnets and a little loop to hang it somewhere. Perhaps like have a magnet base, much like the old bulb, so you can place it anywhere on a metal surface and hang it, or create a metal disc with a hook on it. Simple little fixes like that can make this a much better type of light. And that's all I have to say about the Nitecore Bubble. Thank you for watching and enjoy your day.